king this, king that. He's an older guy, and he just go off the experience what he didn't experience with women, and him as being a man, and the things that he didn't been through. But he be like, Queens, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do when you're dating a man. This is what you need to do if you're dating over 40. Like, he gives some good information. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look him up because I love him. Oh, RC Blake Jr.
That's his name.
RC Blake Jr. He on YouTube, and now I listen to him because he broke the whole soul tie thing down, all of that. But I started watching him one day, and he been on YouTube for damn what 5 years. Cause I done went back, start watching something, but I like how he do, cause he just based off his experience, talking to different people. He let you know about his what he done with him and his wife. He was like, shoot, my wife had then left me before they got married. He talking about, shoot, I was sick. I had to go get that. I had to go get that woman, cause baby, look, I'm right here trying to be a man.
Yeah.
He say, shoot, I was sick. He said, I was sick. I had to come to reality and be like, oh, let me go get my woman.
Well, Queen, I done put us on live. Welcome, y'all, to another episode of Shelby's World. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
Happy February.
Oh, it's February, y'all. It's February 3rd, 2021. Welcome to the National Month of Black History, but we Black
we do this 365.
You feel 365. So, but welcome to the national month-long celebration of Black History. We want to definitely thank all of our ancestors and all the people who have paved this road to make us be able to get to where we are. So thank you all so much. And we're going to give y'all some quality shows this month because we Black, we proud. We Black and we proud. So yeah, so welcome. What's going on, Queen? What you got going on?
Chilling, working. Chilling, working. Shout out to all y'all Aquarius. But Pisces is right around the corner. Shelby's birthday is coming soon. So get ready. But shout out to all y'all Aquarius. Shout out to y'all.
Well, shout out to all the Aquarius.
Yeah, y'all Aquarius. Ooh, Jesus. Y'all very opinionated. Jesus. I mean, very opinionated and argumentative. So shout out to y'all Aquarius.
Well, I love them. I love them because, for one, I love all people. But I think what it is for me, because I am a Pisces and we are a lover of all signs, that each sign, because we are forget what they call us, because I think our moon is the moon that closes out the year this year. But Pisces tend to have a little bit of each sign in them. And the thing about the Aquarius sign is that I'm not a person who likes to argue. But when I'm right about something and I know I'm right, I will stand my ground. Yeah. And I'll give you a good debate, and I'll make you feel as if you're learning something from me, as well as I want to be taking something away from it from you. So I don't try to leave the conversation with feeling like I've one up you. I want to feel like I've gained some knowledge before the conversation is over. So I think that's it's a smart way to be. You don't want to just be sitting up here arguing with people and then you dead ass wrong. And
you got to have facts now. You got to have facts.
Yeah, all these
opinions all day, every day.
All these opinions is what slow down the progress. So yeah, we're gonna talk. It's Freestyle Wednesday, so we got a couple things on the table that we're gonna discuss. One of our topics today is definitely gonna be this conversation that I brought to Facebook based on the Tallahassee women. We're gonna talk about the boys beating on women and boys watching. Yeah, that's a thing now. So we're gonna
Mm.
definitely discuss that a little bit. And then we're gonna talk about do men have postpartum depression? I think that's an interesting
Hmm.
conversation because I don't think a lot of people think men go through any of the things that
That
women
women
go
go
through during or after pregnancy. And then we also got I have a Queen has a really good topic that she brought to the table. I really wanted that conversation to go with multiple people, but because it's such a good topic. But the topic is, can you be in an interracial relationship and still be pro-black? So
through.
we're going to talk
Mm.
about a little bit of that as well. And from our opinion, this is not, these are
Yes.
all opinions based today from us. These are opinion based.
So
So
don't be getting offended.
don't be getting all into your feelings because you
All of
cannot go
your
look
feelings and shh.
and you can't go look it up on the internet to see if we right or wrong because this is our opinion.
Listen,
So
we the
Queen,
damn champ.
right.
That's what it is. That's just what it is.
So we're gonna get into our quote of the day. Our quote of the day is: a woman treats you how she wants to be treated at first, then she treats you how you treat her. Author unknown.
Let me
What you
tell
got,
you
Queen?
something. Let me tell you something. My mom always told me, even when it, well, from a like a male's perspective, she always said men treat women different. Every woman that a man be with, he treats her different than he treated the last woman.
That's
And the
right.
reason why, because the caliber of that woman that he's with at that time. So
That's
he
right.
might Joe, and Joe, not Joe. We just using a name as an example. That's just what came to my head. So, podcast Joe. I'm still your girl. Joe might like Katie over here and treat Katie like, shh, you heard me.
That's right.
Dog Katie out, everything. But Joe might get, I'm gonna just use me, Queen C over here and be like, baby, you queen, you this and da 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 da, whining and dining me, taking me around people that he ain't take Katie around. So my mom, and that stuck with me, and that still stick with me. I even tell my daughter that. I tell my kids that same thing for women too. It's the same thing, but when it comes down to men, you will know. You will really, really know
Yeah.
if he is really into you, who he take you around, and how he treats you. But she say they treat every woman they with different. You might not get the same results out of this man, what this next woman. And I got one of my patients that I used to work with. She was married, and she was like, she did everything. And I think we didn't talk, I think I didn't say this before. She did the yard work, all of that, took the trash out, all of that. They ain't been married over like 25, 30 years or something like that. He with this other lady, he take the trash out, he do yard work, all of it. And I told her, this lady 70 some years old. I say, my mom always told me that a man treat every woman he with different. I say she demanded him to do this. She demanded the respect and demanded him to be a man and do the manly things that she considered man things in her household. You didn't demand that. So that's why he ain't
And
do it.
it's probably not even the fact that she didn't demand it. It's just the fact that he just may have not seen it as something he felt like he needed to do at the time. Because, like you
True
said,
too.
men treat women differently. Just like women do. Like for I think that this particular quote is a definition of a woman who is so attracted to the partner that she's with that she's willing to show him up front what she wants and how she wants to be treated. And then when he's not catching on or grabbing onto it, she backs up. Now she treats you how you treat her. So I think that that's a woman who recognizes that, okay, he's not ready for me on this area or this realm. So maybe let me just take back a little bit of me and see if he's ready to
And I done
step up
done it
because
before.
you know what I'm saying? Like, because Because men, if a woman got to tell you how to act as a man for
Oh,
her,
we
nah,
good. No.
that's no good. You supposed to be coming to the table with your manhood already intact. I don't need to work on your manhood for you. So
And I
if
don't
you
need to
coming
tell
to the, and I'm definitely, because I'm not going to.
you.
I'm not going to. If I'm showing you, if I'm treating you, because we're reciprocal, we reciprocate.
Mhm.
So if I'm treating you how I want to be treated, and then you turn around and you're not treating me the way that you want to be treated, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And women tend to stay in these type of situations, hoping that they can change that man. And I'm guessing with that first wife of his, she probably thought by me doing this, it'll eventually change him to start doing it himself. And it never happened. He saw it as if she got it. She's so independent, she got it.
She got it.
So while that, and I think that's a terrible thing. Entry, my friend girl posted on Facebook yesterday. I wish I could find it. It was so good. She posted this thing about how men do that often
Hmm.
to or how they'll act like they don't know how to do stuff just so the wife can do it, or they don't have to do it at all. And
Wow.
to me, that sounds to me like something that man was doing. He God darn it, where's that post at? He literally, okay, I got it. It was good, Queen. And I thought, and I was thinking about that as I was reading this post today. I should already had it pulled up because it was so good, and I was just thinking like, oh my God. But anyway, it's called the person page that it was is called the pro-choice mama, and it says, I just saw a joke on Facebook. It was kind of funny. It was a picture of a cast iron skillet in the dishwasher, and the caption was some guy saying, "Wash my girlfriend's favorite skillet for her. Love doing little things like this for her." And it's a joke because in case you didn't know, you never put a cast iron skillet in a dishwasher
You sure
because
don't.
it ruins it. It ruins it. I thought it was funny, especially because I know how some people get about their cast iron skillets. I'm giving this dude the benefit of the doubt that he really didn't run the skillet through the dishwasher, only set it in there for a picture to make the joke. Except it stopped being funny or cute when the comments had a bunch of men saying they did shit like this on purpose to get out of doing the dishes for life. This is
Wow.
what is called planned incompetence. When men purposely do a shit job at housework or childcare so that their wife or girlfriend doesn't want them to do it anymore, they get a free pass from ever doing or cleaning their home or ever having to take care of their own children.
I'm gonna sit back on that one.
It's just evil. There's no
I'm
other
gonna
way to
sit
say it
back on
except
that one.
it's disgusting male entitlement and manipulation. Now these women will have to do more cleaning and housework, more childcare, and that's going to affect how much time and energy they have for hobbies, friends, and their careers, while the men who purposely act incompetent will have more time and energy for themselves. So to me, that planned incompetence, that lack of doing the housework, that lack of doing the things that you know you're supposed to do as a man, I ain't with that shit. I see it, I'm leaving.
Church.
Because
That part.
we're so used to wanting to have that independent role that
Yeah.
we don't need nobody, and we're so dependent of ourselves, and we can handle this and handle that until it almost looked like we don't need nobody. So now the man's starting to act like we don't need
We
nobody.
don't
They
need
only
them.
want to be there for fucking, sucking, eating, and what else? Living in a house that's clean.
Defecating. That's it.
I
That's
mean,
it.
so when we think about that, we think that a man only does what he want to for the woman he want to do it for, when in actuality he just was abusive to that woman. He just handled her
Hmm.
any kind of way, messed her up for the next relationship she may be trying to go into. That's really what it is, because now she going into her next relationship with a lack of trust, with a
Yeah.
lack of oh my God, I'm gonna be doing all this. I ain't gonna never find a man who can do this right here or balance with me, balance things out, and that's a sad situation. So when I see stuff like that, I think it of it more of you getting over, and for that woman who was smart enough to know that I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated at first, and if you don't step up, then I'm gonna treat you how you treat me.
How you treat me.
So that quote definitely stuck out to me because like we go above and beyond to show a man how much we care, how much we love,
We
how much
do.
we'll go to the end of the world for them. We'll
Especially us
ride or
black
die.
women.
We are loyal. We're over loyal. So, it's a thing that needs to be talked about. We need to have safe spaces like that for women so that we can come into these areas not to bash men, but to have somewhere to go when we feel like that this is happening to us. Now I can say how I feel without being judged because I am being taken advantage of, but I
Hmm.
don't want it to be something that's displayed as if it's a lack of character for myself. So most women keep those things to themselves because they don't want to be judged. They don't want nobody looking down on them for being that strong woman. Sad
Yeah,
situation.
that it is.
Sad situation.
It is. And then you have sometimes some men don't they I was taught as well too that men want to be wanted. They want to be able to do stuff for their lady and stuff like that. And it goes back to what that us wanting to be so independent and do everything. Then
Hmm.
when you get a man that want to be able to do those things for you, your mindset is that you so independent. I got it. I don't need you to do this for me. But that man come there, he look, let me do this for you.
Hmm.
Nah, I got it. I don't need you to I was doing this before you got here. But man, now you got somebody that's willing to do this for you. So why you won't let him do this for you? You ain't got to ask him. He's willing to do it.
Right.
So
Right.
look, that's a good discussion for
I
that's a
think
whole other subject.
I think that when we have that when we're gonna talk about black people when we're gonna get us another panel and get that conversation going. A couple black men, a couple black women, and maybe a therapist, and bring them on the line to kind of like
Yeah,
be that mediator in between to kind of have the understanding of both sides, but also kind of give them explanation why both sides have the opinions that they
have
have, because it's a lot of have a lot to do with how we were raised, what we believe in along the way, what we've gathered as adults. It's a lot of that plays a hard toll on our lives because of what we saw growing up.
that's
And
true.
my mom was super independent. Like I never, when my stepfather moved on with his life, my mom decided, that she had to. That's, I mean, of course, I had to step up as the child, the oldest in the house, but watching her still curtsy around and get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, work a job that was beating her down to the point where now she's older, she's in her 50s, and she beat down because she's had to do jobs, menial jobs to take care of her children. And knowing that no man was going to come into her life with so many kids and just say, I'm going to accept you and all your children. She never expected it. She just went ahead and, I got to do this for myself. I got to handle this. I got to handle this. And that type of strength is fine. But sometimes you need to allow somebody to take some of that off of your plate,
Yes,
um,
most
by
definitely.
you being honest and open with your situation and stop acting as if you're too independent or too dependent to handle yourself. It's a lot of times that we put a lot on our backs that shouldn't
Hmm.
be on our backs. It's a sad situation.
It is.
But
It very
I think that quote was on key because again, you don't have to tell a man how to be a man, but you can show a man how what you like and what you want to be treated as. And when they're not handling that, then that's your sign. Stop letting these signs walk all over your face and you still ignore the sign.
Yeah, because I done dealt with somebody like that, and I was like, "Oh, you ain't giving me what I need, bruh. I done told you, and I'm gonna tell you once. I ain't telling you twice, and I definitely ain't telling you 3 times." And I went on about my business. And to
That's
this
right.
day, that same, and then he was a little younger than me too, though. He was a little younger than me. But to this day, he tell his cousin, because me and her friends, man, I let the baddest chick I done ever been with get away from me. That one there, I let her get away. But and he admitted, he said, I wasn't ready. She was too much
Mm-hmm.
of a woman for me. I wasn't ready. I couldn't handle somebody like her. I thought I could, but I couldn't. But
And
I
that's
was
really
like,
what it be. That's really what
yeah,
it be. But he was mature enough to admit it.
yeah.
Even after, even if it
After
was
a year
years.
left, yeah, after
Even
some
if it
years
was
went
years later, you
by.
know, because a lot of them don't know it. A lot of them don't know it. They just feel like, okay, she gone, it's over, we moving on. And then they realize later on, like when they start seeing the growth in you, they
Mm-hmm.
start realizing that, you know what, damn,
Yeah.
what did I ruin? You know,
Yeah.
even my kids' father tell me all the time, man, you always been a real one. I could never say anything negative or bad about you because you always been a real one. You always held it down from the moment we was together, when you left me, when we moved on. Don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You always been a real one. So, it's a reason for that though, because I don't care how you treat me, my loyalty and my morality to myself does not change.
At all. At all.
Does not change. My standards and my morals definitely ain't gonna change just because of how you left the relationship, or how you
Mm-hmm.
ended, or how you felt when you left the relationship. If we're not strong enough and adult enough to sit down and have conversations about certain things, I don't want to hear it 10 years later either. Cause I don't want to hear it because you done grew up. I want you to tell me how you
And
felt.
you realize what you did.
But thank you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the compliment.
That's right. So a friendly reminder that Black History Month begins on January 1st and ends December 31st. We're born daily, creating
365
history
days.
daily. 365 Black baby. So just remember that. That's another fact of the day. That's one of our facts of the day. We three. I like it, Queen.
All day, every day, baby. Ain't nothing changed about me. As I say, I'm proud to be who I am. Proud of this skin color, this shape, everything, baby. 365 days, black, beautiful, all that good stuff.
That's
Don't
right.
want to be nobody else. No other race. This melon that lives in me,
Never
baby,
even
I'm
thought
good.
about it. Never
This
even thought
melon is
about it.
good. This never,
And
never.
I remember though, as a young child, I mean, it took a while. It took, it took all the way to middle school for me to accept that I was gonna be black and beautiful like this forever. And it was the bullying effect that made me feel like, damn, these people don't really like dark skinned people. And then everything about myself changed to the point where I started telling me how much I love me, and this started in middle school. So until I start accepting me for me, everything everybody else said to me stuck to me like glue.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And then, once I started accepting that this black is beautiful, everything about this black is beautiful, it's
Yeah.
going to get more better as I age. All that
What?
changed. All that changed.
That
All that
part.
changed.
Boy,
So
that
we
older
black
you get to
365
realize.
queen.
Yes,
365.
365 days. And on leap year, 366. Thank you.
Believe it.
I love it.
Believe it.
Won't change it.
And our last quote of the day is, I survived because the fire burning inside of me burned brighter than the fire around me. That's what
Mm,
being black is, baby. We got brimstone, baby. Trust
what?
me.
Trust and believe it, honey. Trust and believe it. Look, we may you think you fall, but you always pick yourself back up.
And the point is not staying down. You
Not
can
staying
fall as
down.
many times as you can, but I mean, the point is just not staying there. You got to get up. You got to get up each time.
You got
It's
to get up.
important.
You got to move. You got to do something. You got to know that it's greater that lives in you. And you have to get to that point in your life that you realize, look, you here for a purpose. You here for a reason. You can't stay down forever. Now some
They do.
do, but baby, look, you got to get up. And definitely if you got kids, you definitely need to get up. Cause see, I always tell people, your kids watch you. So if you lazy, you ain't doing that, and guess what?
They watching. They're
They
gonna be
might be the
lazy and ain't
same
doing this
way,
too.
lazy and ain't doing that. And then that's when it comes down to you taking care of grown kids all their life. And you want to know why you ain't got no break. You taking care of your 40-some-year-old child still because they didn't watch you all your life.
Right.
You got
Right.
to get up and do something. We all here for a purpose, so get up. No matter how hard things get, baby, it's a learning experience. We all done been tore down at some point in our life. But the beautiful thing about it is when you rise back up
That's right.
from
That's right.
from that situation, baby. And when you rise back up, you a whole new person. You didn't learn some things from that struggle and everything. And you don't even some people don't even realize you didn't set the bar and set the tone for somebody that's watching you that you don't even realize that they actually watching you.
That they even watching you. You don't even
So
realize that.
hey, you fall, you get your butt back up and you keep it moving. You better keep it moving. Cause baby, look, it's so much life out here to live, so much greater that lives inside of you. That little situation that you went through is somebody that then probably went through something 10 times worse.
That's right. That's right, Queen. That's right.
Greater, greater. Come on now, greater. And that's what it's about. Get up, as they say, pull your bootstraps up, put your big girl panties on, and let's just
Pull them up
ride
tight.
this thing on. You know what I'm saying? Just ride that thing on out. Because once you get over what you done been through, that struggle, like I said, it's greater on the other side, and you're gonna be able to look back and be like, I was tripping on that.
On that.
I was tripping on that. And look where I am now. Man, please, child, look here. If you had to do it again, you'd know. But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And it's all about, and it's, and one thing about it, when you can shake off the stuff that was holding you down the first time, and you go stand in that mirror, you stronger and stronger each day,
Yeah.
that's an accomplishment.
And
Um,
growth.
and grow. People do not realize those baby steps, those small accomplishments that we take in life are huge. It might seem small at the moment, but when you get over those obstacles, though, if it wasn't for those small things, you would not
Hmm.
even be able to make it to those greater things.
I'm
So
telling you.
everything is something that's compelling you and getting you prepared for the next level. Always know that.
Always.
Always
Always.
know that. Always know that.
It's a
It's
learn.
it's
Every day is a learning experience. Every day is something new that you're gonna come in contact with to learn to make your purpose to be even greater for that next person.
that's right.
Because people watching you. One of my girl that go to church with me, she always tell me, and not even her, I done heard several people that told me this in the last past 2 years. Like, boy, eyes have not seen what is gonna come to you. Eyes have not seen. It's people out here waiting on you, Candace, or waiting on you, Queen, because they wait. People are purposely waiting on you. You don't know who those people are. Some you do know who they are, but people are purposely waiting on you and waiting on your
Mm-hmm.
story so you could help them. Your story gonna help that next person, and you'll be surprised. You will be surprised. So we all here for a reason, and we
For a
all got
reason.
purpose.
And the purposes are always bigger than what we think or believe they should be. Um, your purpose may be your purpose literally may just be to save two people, but
That's
that's
it.
your purpose.
That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying? Don't matter. It don't matter. But you have to be on board with whatever God has in store for you. You have to go ahead and jump in line and jump in tune with it. And no, He doesn't have anything in store for you that He don't think you can do.
That part.
So it's beneficial. It's definitely beneficial. So y'all, our first topic: boys beating on women and boys watching. The reason why it from the beginning it said men beating on women and men standing around watching, but men don't watch men beat on women. That's why I changed it to boys.
No,
Um,
not no real man.
not no real man, and I mean that. Like, I don't care if he end up getting punched in the damn head a couple times to get that man off of you. He will get that boy off of you. This don't happen. So Cancun's and Tally seems to be the hangout spot for our younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And it also seems to be like the new MMA location because everybody want to fight over there. And like seriously, it's like every week they got
It's
something going
something
on at
going on.
Cancun, some shooting, some fighting, something dramatic is going on,
Yeah.
and the Espanol Spanish community is going to keep that facility going because that's how they make their
Oh yeah,
money.
that's how they
It's
make
a
their
business,
money.
small business. Even if it only does cater mostly to black people, and we're
Mm-hmm.
causing most of the catastrophes over there. I don't know what they
They
put in
don't
their
care.
drinks, but tell me what y'all put in y'all drinks though, because it seems like they stronger than Top Flight.
And look, they say Top Flight got the best drink,
And
so
I'm
you're not.
telling you, and I'm a witness
You're
to
not.
Top Flight drinks, and I don't
And I
do
don't
too
drink
much
like that.
drinking myself. I mean, I sip on me a little wine, but liquor, that ain't my thing. So if
Queen got her. Hey, hold up. Queen got her glass today. Church. Look, and I'm right here with my Jason's Daily Coke.
you see what I'm saying, we go sip on something. Keep that we be parched.
Amen.
And
That's
I
the
got my little
Queen. Amen. And she got her water.
keep my water too.
Yes. I
You
love
know,
it. I love it.
gotta
I
be
love
parched.
it.
So but since this is the new MMA location,
Yeah.
everybody seemed to want to show up to fight. This man, I'm watching on this little video that the little gossip page that we be following on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
What's up, Tally? What's up?
Yeah, I ain't gonna give him no shout out there because I'm almost starting to think his page, the police, is getting a lot of
Police.
black people in trouble. So,
That might be
um,
something. Might be possible.
I don't want to do too much shouting them out today, but I think all I'm gonna say today is it's called the gossip page.
Yeah.
So on the
They
little
keep you informed what's going on around the
keep you
city now.
informed. I mean, even if people sending videos, if people send him a video, just stop sending him all y'all videos. If it ain't no crime, stop sending them damn videos. You don't got to be telling the people about
Somebody asked, I know on
everything.
one of the things, somebody asked one day, was, I don't know if it was this week or last, it was like, do you got people out here working for you? Because
Yeah, they
you
send him
be
videos.
everywhere. You be
They send him.
everywhere.
Somebody thought he'd be everywhere, but he get videos. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's the videos. I think he needs to be a little bit more use a little bit more discretion on
yeah,
how he adds the videos to his page. It's one thing to show crimes that are being committed. It's another thing to just show fights and shit all the time. You boosting up this. You just being negative with that.
yeah. Because
You
those young
showing
kids be in the
family
comments.
fights. Mostly young people, mostly
Mm-hmm.
if a family fight and then a family member record the fight, why the hell would you send that family? Why would you send that video into the gossip page about your family?
That's crazy.
Like y'all
That's crazy.
petty. But anywho, neither here nor
That's that
there.
15 minutes of fame.
And I ain't got time. So
That's what that is.
so they're at Cancun having an MMA match. And this happens to be a man beating up a girl. Live on camera. They
Better be after that
videoing.
one of my guys, daughter.
They videoing, and this was my problem with it, Queen. When the girl finally got up off the ground to start fighting him back, the men grabbed her off of him, but they ain't grabbed him off of her while he was beating her down.
Wow. I'm gonna sit
He's
back
he
on that
punching
one.
her in her face, he's stomping her and everything. This is who raising these little boys now? Nobody for one. Nobody.
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 Nobody. The streets, the drugs, and the opportunistic avenues is what's raising them now.
The
Because
narcissisticness and all of that stuff.
all that,
So
just thinking that they gods and
if he beat her down like that, imagine what he do to his mama.
or have done to a
Or
sister.
have done.
I was disappointed. I was stressed watching. I clicked it, looked at it, clicked off because I was stressed. Because had that been anybody in my family, we'd have had a problem.
That's crazy.
We'd have had a
That
problem.
is crazy, Queen. Like,
That's his new generation,
how
Queen.
you I can't even watch a man beat on a woman.
And men standing around watching it.
Really.
They said, and
And
then
I
going
don't
like
even
I
and I
said,
don't even want to hear that mess that people be talking about. I don't want to get in, you know, it ain't no. Somebody need to do stuff.
the last MMA thing that they had on that page about Cancun's, a Hispanic man was beating up a girl in the parking lot. This was the alleged story. A Hispanic man was beating up a girl in the parking lot. A black man jumped in and helped her. Why we ain't have this happen this time? And that
Wow.
man, they dispersed. The man that was beating up the girl came back with a gun, and then the young man that helped the girl had to come back because he left his wallet. They ended up coming back at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One to pick up his wallet, the other to seek revenge on the young man who jumped in and intervened. He trying to shoot at this man's vehicle. Now he in jail for attempted murder.
Idiot. Cause you got
Pride.
shit.
Because you got, yeah, pride.
Child. It's getting crazy out here, man. It's
A
crazy out
girl,
here.
the
It's,
girl inside, it's a South City girl today. I mean, got arrested for attempted murder because her and this other girl was fighting it was about an air mattress, sweetheart. She shot at this girl in her car by the air mattress. Now you got arrested for attempted murder and you 20 years old. I said these new kids, they ain't gonna make it.
no.
They finna refill the jails up.
Yeah,
And they
they
gonna
and
end
they
up
get
killing
ready to release. They get ready to release people from prisons and stuff.
they
But
releasing them older people. They
the
finna
older
start
ones,
locking these young people back up. It ain't nothing but a damn history repeating itself. We're
that's
gonna get
it.
rid of y'all because y'all too old to do any work in here for us. Let me bring in these young ones who gonna end up going in hanging themselves because they ain't gonna be able to take it.
Mm-mm. They ain't girl. Look here, child.
They ain't used to
I,
nobody hollering at them and telling them what to do and all that. They ain't used to none of that.
I always tell my kids, you don't want to go to prison. You don't want to go to jail. See that bathroom that you use every day? That's how big that cell is.
Hmm.
Go sit in there for about go. Let me let you sit in there for 48 hours, 24 hours to 48 hours. Baby, you'll never want to go. You just confined to that. And let somebody else be in there while you sitting there with your head down and the toilet right there and they shitting and you got the smell they come on. But I think you know what I really Queen, I really believe some of these kids think that they think that's
They think
cool,
it's
you know,
cool. They
saying
think
that
it's
I didn't
cool.
went to prison, I didn't went to jail. That shit ain't cool, man.
Sweetheart, what's cool is being able to say, I ain't never been arrested. I ain't never stepped inside the jailhouse. That's what's cool. That's what's cool. What's
I don't
cool
even
is not
want to go
having a
that bitch to
criminal record.
visit people. I don't even
I
want
don't
to go
like it.
there
I don't like it. I
to
was stalled, and I'm sorry. I have stalled out on going to visit people because I'm scared of the jailhouse. Only time I'm thinking about the prison or the jailhouse is if I got to go do time for my children. That's it. Cause
baby,
baby,
that's the
that's
only
when I'm
time
gonna
I'm
turn
going to
into.
do some time.
That's when I'm gonna turn into the beastiest motherfucker on earth. You hear me?
That part.
Laid back with my feet put up by mine. But other than that, I don't want to be inside nobody's prison. I like life. I like breathing. I like getting in my car moving when I want to move. I
That
like
pat
even working.
down,
I just like working.
baby.
I could go just take a lunch at 11 o'clock if I want to, just because I'm free.
Come on. Come on now.
I ain't got time for that. Y'all playing. Y'all
Come
playing.
on.
Y'all
But
playing.
they think this is cool. I'm tired of getting on IG, all these social medias, and somebody saying rest in peace for a child.
For a kid, Queens, the 18-year-old young boy that got murdered, that went to Ricker's the other day, he murdered on
On
his
his
18th
birthday.
birthday. The two in the and these I don't know what happened with the kids that got killed on Tram Road with the car. The car either lost control, somebody was drunk, something happened. It was a one car accident, split in half by a tree off Merchants Road Boulevard. I don't know what's going on with this younger generation, but everybody must think that they got 9 lives.
Baby, you ain't no cat. It's
No, what's
crazy.
going on? No,
It's
what's going on,
crazy.
Queen?
It is crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy. I pray for these kids. I pray for their parents. Cause I don't know. I really don't know.
So let's get into our next topic because I don't want to be sad all day.
We ain't. We ain't. We ain't.
So So our next discussion is: can you be in an interracial relationship and still be pro-black?
Baby, look here.
Baby, listen, I'm ready to hear these answers, and I'm gonna get on our conversation because I had to include our guys in this conversation, even though they couldn't join our conversation on our
Yeah.
live. I needed to get some feedback, so I'm gonna give a little feedback, but I want you to start that off, Queen. Let us know what you think because that
I,
was a great
cause
topic.
I'm like this. When I seen it, I don't know what I was watching and they said, and I was like, that's a good ass. I'm like, cause can you be? Cause I asked a question to a friend that I seen is this interracial couple, and their kids had on Black is Beautiful. And I was
Hmm.
like, well, how can you say Black is beautiful and Black is this, and you in this you in this interracial relationship? Like, can't like, and my friend was like, well, yeah, you can, Candace. I was like, but how?
How?
She was
Tell me how.
like, I believe you can, Candace. If one of them is Black, they still, for the culture, but I'm like, but they went outside, they race, and don't get me wrong. Look, don't get me wrong. You love who you love. You love who you love.
But you have a
And
choice, but you also
but
have a
you do
choice in
have
who
a
you
choice.
love.
You do have a choice. But I just was like, I don't know if I can actually say that you pro-Black. I really can't. And this just my opinion. This just my opinion. Because that other person that's not Black, they don't even understand. And especially if you're a female that's not Black and you dating a Black male, you don't have no idea what that Black male then been through in his lifetime, or what he going through dealing. Even with when people see you and him out together, he have to deal with stuff because people over there side eyeing him, especially the white people. Oh, she with that brother, she with that Black man. Same thing with the vice versa. Oh, she with that white boy, but she said she pro-Black. She around here Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, I, I don't know. I'm gonna say no, but to each his own. Like I say, you love who you love, but you know, also don't be around here putting down your race that you was born in because you got a Black mama, you got a Black daddy. Don't be talking about black man ain't, Black women ain't, all that stuff. Cause see
I hate that.
I don't like that. I don't
I
like
hate
that.
that.
And I didn't find out too. Some people date interracial because they want their children to look a certain kind of way.
That mean they hate themselves then.
That's what I thank
You hate yourself. You hate yourself a lot.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So don't be you. I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence.
Well,
Can
I'm gonna
you?
give you my opinion. I'm gonna give you my opinion, but before I give you my opinion, I'm gonna go to some of the
What the
opinions of some
comment?
of
What
our.
did Joe them say in the
So,
comments? Because I know my
so
brothers in the comments was like,
they had some long ass comments to be particularly honest with you, but
Joe Patrick and Hennessy will always have long comments.
so one of the comments was the answer is no. The foundation of pro-blackness is building and maintaining the black family.
Come on, come on.
Building with non-black women is anti-pro-blackness. Um, but date and marry who you want. You can be an ally.
Mm, mm. Come, you marry who you want to be an ally. Like what a guy that I used to, you know what? And this question remind me of a guy that I used to date. And he's I think his dad is Nigerian, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what Johnson. That's his last name. I'm gonna just say Johnson. I think his dad was Nigerian, but I asked him, and he was dark, nice looking chocolate brother that I dated a couple of years ago. And he was like, I asked him because he went to Leon. I was like, "You ever dated a white girl before?" And he was like, "Hell no." He said, "I ain't dated no white girl. He said, I ain't even dated a light skinned girl." I say, "What?" I was like, "Okay," because I'm a majority of dark skinned dudes, they do like them a red bone, and it
They do
ain't nothing
like
wrong with
red
it.
bones. They like
Ain't
red
nothing wrong
bones.
with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it because you know you got your light skinned brothers that like them a chocolate girl.
I
So
like me chocolate man. I like me a chocolate man.
that part.
You
And he
know.
was like, "Hell no." And I say, "Well, why you say it like that?" He said, "Man, let me tell you something. I want my babies to look just like me.
Come
I
on.
want them to be my same skin
Come on.
color." He say,
Come on.
even
Come
if
on.
they
Come
your
on.
color,
Come on.
they still brown, they still chocolate, they still beautiful. I don't give a darn. I need my babies to look like me. I don't want them light skin. I want them to be chocolate, just like me. I say, well, I say, you the first brother that ever said something like that. I say, cause most of them be wanting them. I don't know why people think light, your child being light, your child being biracial, that they gonna have good hair, good
Or
skin,
they
baby.
gonna have
That's
a
a
better
lie.
chance at life,
Or they gonna have
or
a better chance at life,
they won't be
baby. That's a lie.
it's a
That's a
lie.
whole
They
lie.
still black for one.
They still black at the end of the day. Still black
So
at the end of the day.
so I got another response. Um I guess you have to define the term. If pro black means you support black progress, then sure. If pro black means building black nationalism and black culture, then no.
Yeah, because how can you continue your culture? How can you even continue your
Think of
family tradition and you didn't marry outside your race?
there's no it that's not even continuing culture.
Mm-mm.
That's you have literally put a halt in your culture when you change the dynamic of the progression of your culture. You have literally halted it. Now, the next part. So, I mean, because they went in. It's just hard to think someone can truly love you and vice versa if they can't truly understand your love for your culture. But it's
Come on.
possible for them to get close or sympathize. Just like a man loving a feminist or a womanist, he doesn't understand being a woman, but he loves her and in turn tries like hell to understand her cause. That's why then Joe responded, "That's why I use the word ally because you can be for us and not for
And
us.
not for us.
And not one of us. I'm sorry. You could be for us and not one of us. But if one puts in the work more so than others, I couldn't discredit their work because of who they love. That's E. Then
Mm-hmm.
and then Joe says that also goes back to how we define pro black. They are considered allies by a lot of people I know, but but on the other hand, if we are not continuing to build black families, we don't have the best interests of our culture or our future. Destroying the black family is a continued tactic by white supremacy to make us weaker. But it still comes down to how each individual defines it. Racism made interracial relationships taboo.
Mm. Come on, brothers. Come on, my brothers. Come on,
So
my
all I did was
brothers.
just drop the topic and let them go.
And let them,
So
and
and let them go.
Pat and Joe and E
And
gonna
E,
go.
they're gonna go.
They gonna
So
go.
and then of course they jumped on me talking about you see how Shelby coming in here starting stuff and dipping out. So so
Look, even when I get online and I be so lost because I have to go back and read everything that everybody did say, and I be like,
for real,
but
because
Joe,
it'd be a lot. It's a lot,
it
and
be a lot. It be a lot.
you want to comprehend the process and the thoughts of these people. So you want to read each exact
Hmm.
issue so you can get some understanding because they all make valid points. Um, but also, I think a lot of reason too they didn't want to join this because they felt like this is not a public conversation. This needs to be held within the black household.
The black
We
household.
there are many conversations that there are many topics that we can have amongst each other that we should not be having amongst allies.
Amongst
Because
for
even if
sure.
they are allies, they don't have to be a part of every
Mm-mm.
conversation, every black talk, every black facilitation of the conversation. Some of that stuff has to be left to the leaders of that household. If you just
Mhm.
an ally, your opinion is not neither valid nor needed. However, what your work is may be helpful to what we do.
That's right.
Other than that, we don't care anything about opinions.
Yeah, I agree with them. I agree with all three of them. I truly, truly do because it's just no way. It's just it's no way. Because if you in this biracial relationship, and especially if the mother is a white lady, more than likely that your child gonna know more about her and her side of the family than their father's side of the family.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's even like that in a black relationship. So no, mm-mm, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But you love who you love now. We ain't saying you can't love. You love
But
who you love.
and again, even with that love who you love, but also remember that your choice of who you love, that was a choice. Just like who you want to be sexually, that's a choice.
That's a
Only
choice.
thing that you did not make as a decision for your life is how you came out in the race of your skin. That's the
That's
only
it.
decision you did not have. So for all the people who always trying to compare being a certain color to having a sexual preference and a relationship preference, screw y'all because y'all haven't figured out real life yet. Being born a certain way has nothing to do with my sexual choices. So
Hmm.
even Pat, his response to E was strictly along those lines. He said, I gotta go back to it now because it was real good. His response was good. What he said to E. He said, I get what you are saying. I think it's a bit different than that. I agree with you. While the genders can't fully comprehend what it means to be the other, they can understand their shared culture and their opinions of each other seek a complementary space out of necessity. Both men and women have a culturally vested interest in finding equilibrium in a complementary space. Dope. That was dope what he said.
Yes.
Um, I guess I don't think the analogy pans out enough to be used in this scenario.
Okay.
So he basically saying that we can't compare feminism to racism. We can't compare and shutting that down because that's exactly true. We cannot.
We
We
can't. We
cannot
really can't.
use that as a because that's basically saying sexuality is the same thing as being born black. It's not.
It's not.
It's
It's
not.
not.
It's not.
It's not at
So
all.
it's not.
That's
So
our
we're gonna
opinion, y'all.
go into our next conversation because that was good. I definitely want to talk more about that, but probably
Yeah,
in close
probably
quarters.
when we do the panel, that might be
Yeah,
another question that we need to ask the panel when we do the panel.
and then with that, we can kind of be restrictive on what we provide to the public based on
Yeah,
how that
most
conversation
definitely.
goes. Our next topic on the menu is: do men have postpartum depression?
Ooh, Jesus. Do they have postpartum depression?
What do you think, Queen? Like, do you think that men suffer from some of the same issues that women do during pregnancy or after pregnancy?
I used to hear people say when I can recall when I was pregnant with probably Zoe, and they said to Kevin, Kevin, you putting on weight just like he's putting on weight. But maybe because especially if you're a both of y'all are new parents, and that can bring a lot of anxiety to somebody because you don't know what. I always tell people when I see new moms, this their first time having a baby, and people always ask like, how is it, being a parent and stuff like that, like, and I tell people all the time, it doesn't come with a manual.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we doing this thing. Really, we freestyling this thing as parenthood. We might take what our parents. I know. I'll say me. I took how my grandmother helped raise us, my parents, my aunties, people that was around me. I took some of their parenting skills and created CJ parenting skills over
Yep.
here at my house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it does not come with a manual at all. It is a hard job.
It is.
It's a hard job
It is.
because you got you. So I believe even with a from a male's point of view, and I'm not a male, but I can't even imagine what a man is probably the anxiety that they may have because they want to be a great father. And I do
Mm-hmm.
believe some men start off wanting to be a great father. Now, some don't continue to be a great father. But I do believe that first child, they start off wanting to be a great father. And then if they ain't have great father, a great male role model or a father in their life, what you really expect from them. And it's some that did have great fathers and great male role models, and they still a-holes and
Right.
not fathers. But this parenting thing does not come with a manual. So I believe men do go through some type of postpartum or anxiety or something like that when they becoming a parent, no matter if they a parent of one, two, three, four, five. I think they go through a little something. Probably not as much as us women go through because we are the carriers, we are the nurturers, and a lot of things do fall on us women as mothers. Like we ain't going out. We pregnant for 9 months. Jesus, like
Mm-hmm.
that is a lot in itself. You can't do the things that you used to do because you ride here with this extra child in your womb, which it
The
is
whole body.
amazing. It is amazing that male sperm can fertilize an egg in a female and a child comes out 9 months later. That is the most beautiful thing on earth to me to actually see that, and me actually being able to witness somebody having a baby, actually me recording them having the baby. It was like wow. Like okay, this I didn't seen this on TV, but to actually be in front of a person having a baby recording it. So I believe male. I think they go through a little something. They might not admit it. they might not admit
I
it.
think men are starting to admit I think a lot fragility is happening in a lot more people these days. They're starting to admit a lot more things that they didn't want to admit before.
Being
Um,
honest with their feelings.
yeah, they're starting to be a lot more open with their feelings. They're starting to go to therapy now, especially black men. We're still having a very it fluctuates between men and women, trying to get them to understand the importance of being therapeutic with themselves. But I do
Mhm.
think that our culture is starting to understand that if we're not well, we're not well to the people around us.
That's
Um,
true.
so I think we're definitely starting to step up in that realm. However, according to healthychildren.org, dads can get depression during and after pregnancy too.
Wow.
Um, Depression in dads is, in fact, a relatively common phenomenon affecting anywhere between 2% and 25% of them during their partner's pregnancy or in the first year postpartum. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, this rate can increase to 50% when the mother also has postpartum or perinatal depression and anxiety. And it can take a serious toll on the family's well being, specifically their children. However, since we're talking about men right now, these are some of the risk factors for paternal depression. New demands, and you made a key point when you said that they're worried about how they're going to be as a father, a
Mhm.
provider, as trying to carry on as a man continuously outside of the fact that now they're a father. How do I
Yeah.
still how do I still how am I still able to know that my manhood is intact? Type of
Mhm.
stuff. New demands and responsibilities during pregnancy and the postpartum period often cause major changes in a father's life too. It's important to understand what risk factors can affect the development of depression. Difficulty developing an attachment with the baby causes depression in dads. Lack of a good male role model, lack of social support or help from family and friends,
Mhm.
changes in the marital status, such as the partner's lack of intimacy, feeling excluded and jealous over
Mm.
mother child bonding, lacks of
Wow.
reward in parenting. Very, very true. Men are very less
Very.
rewarded about parenting than women are. People go over the top about how wonderful women are as
That's
parents,
true.
but men have a lack of reward in that area. Maternal depression. makes it hard for a man to be a dad because now he has to deal with the fact that she's depressed and financial and work stress and low testosterone.
Mm, wow. And I have seen some people, well, it was a show some reality show, and how the male was with the wife, and he was literally jealous of the baby because the baby was getting him all the attention, and the wife wasn't really giving him that attention that he wanted. And they was well, she was a new parent, he wasn't, and he was
Right.
like jealous. And I was just, and I was like, how the hell are you jealous of your newborn baby? Cause he getting the attention from the wife. And he said he was like, he wasn't getting that attention that his wife used to give him before they got pregnant. And it blew my mind because I was like, damn, men really be jealous of their children, they newborn babies, or not even their newborn babies, they children. But women, we have to realize too, that man still need attention. That baby need attention just as well. And that baby needs more attention than that male, but you cannot forget about your husband, your spouse, whatever, when you have that new baby. Because at the end of the day, that's your spouse, your husband, boyfriend, whatever y'all may be. That he still wants that attention, just like you would still want that attention as well if something else was taking his attention from you. But it's crazy. But that let me know that, hey, they really do be going through the same thing, some of the same things that we be going through once we have kids and stuff. Because, like I said, this being a parent, it ain't no manual. Okay, come with parenting, baby. Look, it's just no manual. But you got to look at how you was raised. If you felt like your parents didn't do what they were supposed to do right, then hey, you switch some stuff. You switch some stuff up. Like, okay, like I always tell people, we knew that we was loved. My mom told us that she loved us, but I tell my kids, I walk out my door every day. My son tell me every day, "Love you, mom."
Yep.
Like before I go to bed at night. All right, Rashad, I'm finna go to bed. All right, mom, I'm finna go to bed. He used to, well, when he was younger, he used to come kiss me every
Yeah,
night.
grew up in his
Come
word.
kiss me, give me a
Yeah.
hug. And his favorite thing, his dad's mom used to always say, "You got that boy spoiled," because he'd be like, he'll come kiss me, give me a hug, and be like, "Mom, you'll scratch my back." And that was his nightly routine every night.
Mhm.
He come, "Mom, you'll scratch my back." He give me a hug, he give me a kiss, and "Mom, I love you," or "Rashard, I love you," and he go to bed. Zoe was the same way. Zoe got a little older. She be acting like she can't say, "Mom, she love me," or nothing like that. But I get it. But I see my kids, I could just be in the kitchen, we could be talking. I'd be like, "Give me a hug." Just give me a hug.
I'm
But
like that with my kids, and they push me off a lot more now. I think the girls are more so like that than the boys are. But
Zoe be laughing
I
at me, child. She be laughing. She be
and
like,
Jada
"Mom,"
be looking at me like, "Mom, is you serious? Are you really trying to hug me? Get off
they
me!"
be laughing. They be laughing
They
at
be
me, but
laughing. But
they
I
know
think
that
too,
you love them though,
they
and
do.
that's the
They
most
have no
important
question
thing.
about that. They
Yeah,
have no
that is the
question
most
about that.
important thing.
I think in our society though that we have really put so much pressure on men being men that
Mm-hmm.
when they're in a safe space at home in their house, if that's not the place where they can be emotional and share their feelings, they'll
Yeah.
never be able to come out that closet of
Yes.
saying
Yes.
who they
Yes.
really
Yes.
are
Yes.
and showing the lack of how they feel. A man is not supposed to have to wake up every day and feel emotionless. That's
Yeah.
not being real with yourself. That's not being real with what you're going through. That's not being real with your children, your spouse, or anything. In your home, that should be the safest space that you are. That should be where you should be who you are on a regular basis. No
Free.
judgment free zone.
Yep. You
Judgment
should be
free.
able to be free.
And I think that because and it's gonna go back to a little bit of how you were raised, as well as what society has allowed you to believe about yourself. But I do believe that a lot of men feel as if their role as a father isn't as important as the role
as the
of the
mother.
mother until a child reaches a certain age.
I agree with that.
Um, and women, because we're already prone to think that we have to be the nurturers, we take away a lot of the nurturing abilities from the
Hmm.
man. We always want to be the one that's rocking the baby to sleep, holding the baby this way, doing this. I mean, we're bonding. For one, our bond with the baby begins while that baby inside of us. Same thing with the dad. If
Yeah.
he's a good person, if he's trying to bond with that baby, he bonding already while you're pregnant. He talking to your belly. That child is
Hmm.
becoming aware of the voices that they hear on a regular basis. They know who cares, who's around them on a regular basis. So when you if mother father arguing the whole relationship, imagine the type of conversations that pregnant that
Ooh,
embryo is feeling.
yes. And how think about how that embryo will feel against that
That
father,
parent
that parent,
or the mother,
or
if
the
the
mother.
mother is
Yes.
who whatever they're hearing, it guides their, it gauges their feelings, just like people say all the time that when that child grow up, they'll know which one of the parents that was causing so much strife in their life to keep them separated. You see how they say that? They're a kid gonna know. A kid gonna know from birth. They're gonna
Yeah,
know from birth. They're gonna know from birth who was there for them. They're gonna know from jump that these
that's
people love
true.
me. I know the sound of these voices. I know the sound of these people that was taking care of me while I was in
Taking
the
care of
womb.
me.
Now they're gonna do it while I'm out the womb. So if that starts to be interrupted, if he is around while that woman is pregnant, and then that stuff is taken away from him while that child is born, now he's working all the time, so he's barely connecting with the child.
Hmm.
Um, or when he comes home, the baby always with the mama, and she don't want to share the baby. She don't want to do this. She
Yeah,
don't
you
want to
got
do that.
those type of women that don't want to
It's
share the
so many
baby.
women like that. It's so many women like that. Some women
It,
will completely replace that baby with their man.
with-
Like,
that's true.
now I don't need you. I got the baby.
That's true. It's even with that. When I had Zoe, Zoe was 5 pounds 3 ounces. So I didn't even get a chance to actually hold Zoe when I had her, because they had to take her down to the little baby, little whatever the
Nikki, yeah, that's
ICU.
what Jada. Yeah, Jada was in there a lot.
And I'm gonna tell you, listen here, listening audience. I'm gonna tell you, I was mad as HE with the two L's, because Kevin White, my kid's father, he was the first one to hold Zoe. I was mad for a long time about
Why?
that.
That's so selfish.
I was mad. I was mad because you have a baby. They usually give the baby to the mother as soon as you have the baby.
Jada didn't come to me first.
She didn't come to me first, and I was mad. I was hurt because I was like, this nigga get to hold my baby
I didn't
before
hold either one of my kids first.
I hold my baby like this. I didn't get this baby for 9 months. you been chilling. You been out doing what you want to do. Even though he was there, like he made sure that I had what I needed, everything that I was comfortable, all that type of stuff. But I was mad. I'm telling y'all guys, I was mad for a while about that. That got to hold the baby, feed the baby, all that before I did. You
Mm.
want even he want and see his job when he was working at the post office at the time, and they wouldn't let him off when I had the baby. So he ended up coming that night, and I'm telling you, I was mad sitting in that hospital room when he came to that room and say he held that baby. I was like, how in the hell you
Did you
get to
hold my
hold my
baby?
baby before I get to hold my baby when I carried
Forgetting that it's his
for
baby too.
9 months? Forget that was his baby too now. Forget about that. But I was mad about that. And it's crazy because even my son was our son was crazy about his daddy. He was a daddy. He was not, I won't even say he's a mama's boy, but he was crazy about his daddy for a long time when he was a little kid. And I used to be mad, like, I'm crazy about this joker here. Oh, your mama, I didn't nourish it. I done all this night. But I end up getting over it, but it was just so, it was just, after I think about it, and me and the kids talk about it all the time, and they just be like, I could just recall Rashard one day saying, "Oh, y'all know I love my daddy. Nobody better not say nothing bad about my daddy." He was like in the first or second grade, and it was just so funny because him sitting in the back seat, and I'm looking through the rear view mirror, and him saying that. He was like, "You for now, but do you know I got stitches because you bust my stuff open?" And you talking about
You
in
do,
my back,
baby.
you talking about you love this, boy, what? Boy, what? But
And you know what? And it's a lot of women like that though, Queen. Like you grew out of that. You knew that that was a selfish thing.
yeah,
However,
yeah, and then I'm
people
happy
take
that
that.
they felt that and with Rashad that he felt that way about his father. Because
Yeah,
he
that's
did, him and
incredible.
Kevin had they not as close as they was, but they did have a real tight bond. Because he was the one that took care of Rashad. While I was at work, he had to be the one to babysit Rashad and have Rashad and take care of Rashad. And then
Mhm.
he go to work at night. I was the one taking care of Rashad.
Bond got strong
Yeah,
because
and
I
they
remember
bond
that
got
happening with
stronger like
Jada.
that.
I was terrified when Jada was a baby. She was almost one, and I was completely terrified to go back to work. And so Greg became her caregiver, and like I literally worked 5 minutes from my house, maybe 7 at the most. And every day on lunch break, I was home. If I had on my 15-minute breaks, I was home.
You
Or I
all
was calling her, or I was calling him to make sure she was okay. Because though my worration wasn't for the fact that he couldn't handle her or take
handle
care of
her.
her, it was just the fact that like you said, I had that connection. I was
Yes.
consumed with wanting to be there for every waking moment of her first year. I didn't want to miss anything. Now I'm pregnant with Erica at the same time that she's about to be one. And I'm extremely grateful that they're getting this bond. Because then, because that's how I learned how Jada and her dad became really close. I didn't even realize that Jada was way closer to her dad at first than Erica was. I just
Hmm.
felt like, just off top, Erica looked like him. They got the best relationship. They're going to have a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? Immature thoughts, but my thought process changed when I saw how he bonded with each one
With
of his
it,
children.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
different
So,
for each one. It's different for
and I
each
didn't,
one
and
of
I
them.
never stopped him, and I never tried to stop him from bonding with them. I never tried to take over the bonding. I just would like, because he wasn't used to kids. I did have to instruct him with a few things, but for the
Hmm.
most part, if he stood in the paint and wanted to get them, get them. But I'm still like nervous. Like in the
Yeah.
same breath, I'm like, yeah, I want you to do this and do that. But also in this breath, I'm thinking like, what if he drop him? But Shelby, what if you drop him? What if this happened when you do it? Like, I had to start actually being understanding of the whole situation. If he,
Yeah.
if this happens with him, it can happen with me. You know what I'm saying? Anything, we both have the same love for our children. So I don't think he's going to allow anything to happen to them. I don't think that's,
Okay.
until I got that positive image in my head that everything just gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I had those same worrations that
Yeah.
my kids gonna grow up. If he bonded with them, my kids gonna grow up loving their daddy way more than they love me, type of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I mean, everything be going through your head.
everything, because
Everything.
and at that
And
point, then honestly, Queen, 7 months into being pregnant with Erica, that's when I realized I was going through postpartum depression from just having Jada, and I was pregnant again. So a lot of my thoughts were not just coming from the fact that I was worried about him. They were just for the fact that I was with child again. I ain't never really got over already just having a
already
baby, and now
having
I'm
a
pregnant.
baby.
So a lot of our lack of in our relationships or the things that we don't know is really just ignorance to the fact.
Mhm. And
It
then we
ain't.
was
It ain't.
young.
We was young. We 20, 21. I'm 20. I was 21 with Jada, 22 with Erica. So
Hmm.
that's a
Young.
young age. That's not just you just out here 40 years old and you done been through 12 years of life already on your
I'm
own.
telling you
No.
what. Fresh. Look, you fresh out of high school.
Fresh
Fresh.
out in college. trying
fresh
to finish school and go to hold down a full-time job and be a mom and trying to keep my man happy. It's a
and
lot.
have a social life with your friends.
And that ended. That pretty much ended. That pretty much for me, for a lot of women it don't. But for
Yeah.
the men, it'd be hard for social life to end it. I don't think Greg's social life suffered at all.
Oh
But
no, neither the
mine,
male social life don't suffer.
girl, mine suffered. I too tired. Just don't want to go.
Don't want to go.
And I got smaller and smaller after I had each one of my children. Like, a lot of people blow up. I got smaller and smaller, so I started trying to regain my health and strength. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You're trying to just make sure you're taken care of, so you ain't got time to be worried about other people in their house
Now
and
what you
trying.
say? What you say? What you say?
So
What you say?
postpartum is definitely real for men, and
And
because
they
it's
and
not
just the
talked
things
about.
that you was feeling, men probably was feeling the same things that we was feeling.
Exactly, exactly, and
Like,
it's
is she
not
gonna be a
discussed
good
as much.
mom? Is she gonna drop my baby? Is she gonna feed my baby on time?
Exactly.
They probably feeling the same thing. And I can recall Kevin even saying to me, and he told me, and it made me feel good, regardless of the stuff that he done said crazy to me out the way. I always remember he always told me with both of our kids, "You a good mom." He might
Hmm.
talk that mess. He might talk that mess now, but and that always felt me in the back of my mind. Yeah, you might talk that trash to me, but you know that I'm a good mom because you didn't told me that I was a good mom on several occasions. You didn't told me, and he could. I'm gonna put like he can be a great father, but the kids just older now, so they
Yeah.
have their opinion of him, and I take up for him sometimes.
And I have, and that's even with my children. Like I'm very regardless, regardless. I don't care what me and their father might discuss and how we may, be combative. How we used to be may have been combative about certain things. Um, but I'm very defensive of him to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same way. He ain't gonna let them bash me. He ain't gonna let them just say nothing, any type of thing
Hmm.
to him about me. It's same with me. You're not gonna do your dad like that. Now.
Yeah,
That's not how we get down.
you gonna
You know what
respect
I'm
me.
saying?
I don't care
I mean, I
how
don't
you
care
feeling right
how
now.
you feel right now. That's still who is that? If it
Yeah,
wasn't for him, there would be no you.
that's
So,
right.
and they're at an age now where they're 16, 17. So they're at an age where certain things bother them about me, certain things bother them about him. They have a right to
And
share
they
their
and
opinion.
they and they have a right to share their opinion. And I even
Just be
told
respectful.
Joey and Rashard that like they want to say something to your dad. They was like, man, we say something, he'll be saying we being disrespectful. No, it's just the way that you have to say it. And
You
sometimes you
got
have to get your
exactly
opinion across just because we are adults. Our kids still have feelings. And you have
correct.
to say what you need to say. It's just
Correct.
the way that you approach the situation and the way that you say it. Now you got some parents, baby, they ain't finna let you say nothing.
Nothing.
They don't care about your feelings, your opinion. They are the parent, you are the child, and you stay in a child's place. But you
And
cannot do your kids like that. You can't do
and
them like
I I don't know. It depends on the kid.
that
I think
too.
a lot of times that this new generation of kids, I ain't with their opinions all the time. I ain't even with them talking half of the time. Shut up. But I am, but because it kind of comes off how you raise your children.
Yeah.
Um,
And they know what to say and what not to say.
I think that a lot of children, um, they're spoiled
Oh,
and
child, look, I
that
know my
they're
two
that they're and they're entitled. And people
Mm-hmm.
may and people love to say all the time, black kids ain't entitled. That's a damn lie.
That's a lie. That's a
That's a
lie.
lie.
That's a
Now, when
lie.
they go out into the real world, they're gonna realize that they just black. But entitled, y'all, they're entitled in their homes. They're entitled in these schools. They're entitled in several places, in
They
several
more
outlets
entitled
of
than
their
I
lives.
was.
And the reason why I call them entitled is because they're allowed to have opinions. We're not. Um, and these kids don't even know how to talk to adults. That'd be my problem. I don't
Yeah,
I don't mind kids having opinions, but if you don't know how to talk to adults, shut up. And I
Yeah.
tell my own children that, like I've had to say something to my children before, about how they email their teachers. The email start off with Mr. Such and Such. How are you doing today? I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to make up this work. How do I access this? Or how do I access that? That's how that email is supposed to start. These kids email Mr. Such and Such. I submitted my assignment, but I see you ain't put the grade up yet. And then be talking about he didn't
With a
respond.
straight attitude, like they texting one of their friends.
And then be like, Mom, he didn't even respond. I ain't gonna respond either.
You want me to respond to this?
You show me some respect, or not even addressing him with the name. The name might not even show. It might not be Mr. Nothing. It might just be, hey, I submitted my assignment and I see it still got a 0. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah.
And y'all think that a person's supposed to respect that or give you an opinion-based conversation?
They do.
No.
They do.
But that's
They
what
do
these
that.
kids think. These kids talk back. They curse at these people. They curse at adults. They don't say excuse me. They don't say yes ma'am and no ma'am. They don't say anything. And it's these parents' fault. It's
Yes,
simply their
it
parents'
is.
fault
It
because
really
that stuff
is.
start at home.
It really is.
That respect level is at an all-time 0 low rate.
And I didn't heard some parents say that their kids be not as be disrespectful at home, but when they get out in the public in front of other people, they be very respectful. I'm just
I've
like,
heard that too.
that,
That's
that, that,
crazy as
that,
hell.
that's crazy. But hey, you know, these
How
kids,
you raise your kids though it backfires on you. It shows
it
on
does.
you. Your
It
kids
does.
are either going to embarrass you or your kids going to make you proud. It's your choice.
Well, I guess my kids know because they say I'm crazy. My mama crazy. My mama crazy. And then when we got to deal with my mama, my
Everybody,
daddy, my
grandma.
grandparents. Look, you got two. They got, and I tell them all the time, y'all are some blessed kids. Y'all able to have a relationship with both of y'all grandparents,
Hmm.
my parents and your dad parents. To be able to have the relationship with your sets of grandparents, so they already know. Some go on. Oh, we on our family group text. Everybody, my parents, their dad parents, hey, such and such did it. You finna get into everybody got something to say, especially my mama. She gonna get 'em. She gonna get them. She tell her quick. Look, Candy, my daughter. You better
Yep.
be don't be over there
Yep.
disrespecting my daughter because I will put my foot in your like. So she tell her real. She tell her real quick. But they don't like my kids. They don't like to be in trouble. They don't like
Yeah.
for nobody to be
Yeah.
upset with them, disappointed in them, or nothing like that. Cause they already know, like, if mom disappointed, that means everybody else disappointed, and we can't get what we want. All I ask you to do is do what you need to do what you're supposed to do what I tell you to do. But it's crazy. But kids raising kids that don't come with a manual,
It don't.
and fathers, look, if you ain't in your children's life, get in your children's life.
It's
That's all
important.
I got to say. It's very important because
Mothers too. For y'all
mothers
half
too,
the
cause
time, mothers get in your kids' lives.
getting your kids, because they need both sets of parents, and they need to know that they are loved by both sets of parents. And my kid's grandmother, this stuck with me from the day that she said it to me. Kids need stability. If kids don't have stability, they're gonna blame you and they're gonna put you at fault when they
For their
become
whole life.
adults and their life is not the way they want it to be because you did not give them structure and stability like
You
you
know how
should
many
have
kids
as
blaming
a
their
parent.
parents? You know
And
how
it's a
many
lot of
people
kids.
our age still blaming their parents for how they turned out?
It's people our parents' age blaming their parents for how they turn out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord, my thing then went off, Zoe.
When do when do when do we take it upon ourselves to take responsibility for our own lives? When do we say at some point, um, my mother or my father tried the best that they can, they did the best that they could, they did this, they did that. At what point do we just say, you know what? I cannot sit up here and still be trying to give other people the accountability over how I turned out, even though I've had years and years to change how I turned out. And when do we change that? Because at some point you got to be able to say, you know what? This is not anybody else's fault. What I've done with my life is exactly what was supposed to be done with my life. That's that. You can't just sit up here and still be blaming parents and blaming situations, which is why a lot of times we have to have therapy. We do have to we have to have therapy. We do have to have those chances where we go into these safe spaces and talk to somebody to resurrect what we've been going through in our lives. Because if we continue to allow things that happen in our childhood and in our as we're growing up to be the barriers of why we haven't grown or groomed ourselves to be where we want to be, then you have to understand and be accepting that your life is going to be very, very limited. I think Queen, her computer ended up dying. so but anyway, that's our last topic of the day. So I don't want to hold y'all up any longer, but we do appreciate y'all for tuning in. Queen's message is normally every week to always journal and affirm yourselves. Always give yourself positive affirmations and make sure that you hold yourself accountable for the things that you're lacking in your life. And of course, my message to you guys every week is we like you, we love you, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you're always taking good care of yourself. Let me pull her back in. She done joined back in.
Look, my phone went
Wait,
completely
I already know. I seen
dead.
that. I said Queen phone on deck. I was just giving your closing message. So before I was just saying Queen's closing message is normally make sure y'all journaling things, writing down
Yes,
things,
yes,
and giving
yes,
yourself
yes, yes.
positive affirmations. Go ahead,
Do
Queen.
that. So look, I got a journal, and I meant to share the journal. I'll share it. Remind me to share it next week. It's actually from a young lady that my mom them grew up with from my hometown of Fort Meade. It's a journal, 365-page journal of just blank pages. And my aunt got my mom one, and I love the journal. I was like, oh, I got to get me one. I'm like, Auntie, look how much that journal is. Send me one. So my cousin ended up getting one as well. And I'm also video journaling, recording with my Snapchat glasses. So y'all look, this year, journal. I mean, really journal. Write down your thoughts, how you're feeling, what you got going on, your goals, your dreams, your visions that you have, even from your dreams. I was talking to one of my friends last night about dreams. So, because your dreams actually be speaking to you and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So, look, stay positive, journal, because you can look back at that journal 5, 10 years from now, see what you actually wrote, and see how you didn't grow and
Grown.
matured
Mm-hmm.
in your life and things that you want. And I say write thing. I say write stuff down so it can actually start to manifest in your life and what you're trying to actually do in life. Like we said at the beginning, we all here for a purpose, and it's time for us to start living out our purpose because it's somebody waiting on us to help them get to their purpose as well.
That's
So
right. That's
stay
right.
positive, get them affirmations. Write your own affirmation out. I wrote my own out. Write your
And
own affirmation out.
if you can't afford a journal, go and buy you a notebook
Yeah.
and write and do it each day, but write day one of 365, day
And
two
you
of
know what? They have
365.
nice journals at the dollar store for $2 and $3. Nice. I mean nice journals at the dollar store. So,
There's no reason
you
why we
know,
can't affirm these things. You
yeah,
gotta
stay
we
positive.
have to start taking a positive role in our own lives. We have to be that
That's true.
person that's taking that first thing in ourselves. And the good thing about that is that you have several resources. You have women like Queen and I that are always out to give that positive
Yes.
affirmation to put you on that right path. And also we're still growing ourselves. Don't think that
Every day.
when we're telling you how to transpire your growth, we're doing the same thing. I journal every day, whether it's in my phone or on a piece of paper. I'm still old school, so I do like to write my stuff down.
Oh yes,
However, I also like to put
definitely.
stuff in my phone to affirm because this phone go with me everywhere. My journal don't. So if I can take my phone and know that this affirmation is what I need to hear today, I'm going to use that. I like to affirm myself on a regular basis. I love to tell me good things about me, things that
Mm-hmm.
I can do to improve my growth, things that I can do to be a better woman, a better mother, a better partner to whoever I want to be a better partner to. I'm very deep into my realm of being who I want to be. And I think that the only way that you're going to get to that level is doing the same thing, affirming yourself right now, your journaling your thoughts and doing all that to keep yourself, holding yourself in regard over your life.
Most definitely, Queen. You have to, and in this at this time in our lives, you definitely have to. It's so much went on last year. It's still it's more stuff to come, but you have to like journaling is very important. Y'all get on it. I'm telling you. Wrote a letter to myself probably 2 years ago. I read it last year. I wrote another one last year. I haven't opened them. So if I wait to September of this year, it'll be 2 years. But I need to go ahead and open it and see my progress and my growth and where I'm at and write me another one for next year
I
as
like
well.
that.
So you got it's but like Queen say, we all growing. Like we ain't speaking to y'all and not doing what we actually telling y'all that y'all
Correct.
should be doing. We doing the
Correct.
same thing as well. And it's look, it's amazing. Like I'm telling you, y'all, I'm so full of life and joy right now. It's it's all about the mindset. It's all about the mindset. And
That's
once you
right.
start changing your mindset, once you start really believing in who you are and what you want in life and actually start to go after that and set those goals, baby, look, sky's the limit, honey. Sky's the limit. Trust and believe me, things will start to manifest. And when you write things down, it manifests. And if you don't want to write it
And be
down,
serious about it.
and be
Be
serious about it.
serious about it. That's what.
Download the what is it? Note that you can download the app Note. I speak into my phone
Yep.
all the time. When I dream and I get up in the morning and I remember my dream, if I can't write it down, I just speak into my phone and I just go back and write it down in my journal,
That's
in
right.
my dream book or in my journal, whatever. So I'm always jotting down my thoughts. I got about 7 journals, y'all. That all of them ain't finished, but it's just something because I need to write this down, and that might be what's right there in front of me, and I just write it down.
You just write it down.
So, you know, do what me and Queen telling y'all. Like, we're giving y'all some positive stuff here. We
And
ain't give you that
remember, like the
we give you that
resources
bull
are
crap.
out there, and the resources are out there, y'all. It's so many. It's so many times we limit ourselves to things just because of being afraid to step outside that box. If
Yes,
you write it down, that means you want to manifest it.
yes.
Anybody knows that once you put it on paper, it makes it real.
Oh yeah.
All the talking in the world, you can talk your ass. But once you put that on paper, it makes it real because now you got to hold yourself accountable to what you
Mhm.
put down on that paper. So don't run from your visions, don't run from your dreams, your goals. Be serious about them. Be what's the word I'm looking for?
And find your accountability partner, one of your friends that can make
Definitely.
you accountable.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm big on accountability. I'm so big on accountability that I think that I kick my own ass several times during a week, maybe a day, just to make sure that I'm holding myself accountable. It could be small things that I know I
Mm-hmm.
don't normally do. Even if, if I say I'm gonna go and buy this today, buy this salad, and then I end up wanting to get them spicy nuggets, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
That's a problem. I'm
Huge
holding
problem.
myself accountable for that though. So I
Yes,
punish myself now for tomorrow for lunch. I can't spend no money.
that's
So I
true.
gotta eat what I already got, and that means I gotta eat that
That's true.
salad. You
That
got
is
to
true.
hold yourself accountable. It could be the small things, but you have to be, that's your key start. Being able to know what you're supposed to be doing. So if you step out of lines, you're able to snatch yourself back and say, you know what, that ain't what I'm supposed to be doing.
That ain't what
Let
I'm
me stay
supposed
on
to do.
track. So being accountable is very important. If you're in a relationship, holding your partner accountable for who they are supposed to be to you, that's important. Holding your
Very.
children accountable for the rules that they're supposed to be following, that's important. Holding yourself accountable as an employee, is important.
Business
Everything that you're
owner,
doing,
everything.
business owners, entrepreneurs in any realms, you're supposed to be accountable for everything that you do. I speak this way because I employ my children to be able to carry themselves in the same way that I carry myself. If I
Mhm.
find out they're doing anything different, I can't be upset. They got to be upset. They got to be accountable for that. So we gotta make sure that we're holding people in our lives accountable for the way they treat us, for the things they're supposed to be doing for us, and for how we are to them. That's
That's
my
true.
piece.
Well, thank you for watching Shelby's World
We
Podcast.
appreciate y'all. We like
We
y'all. We
appreciate
love
you.
y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for always supporting us. Whether you
Yeah,
share our posts,
salute.
whether you jump on and watch for a little bit. Salute to you guys. We really appreciate y'all. Our views would not be getting the views that
Hmm.
they're getting without y'all being the support that y'all are to us. So we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We'll have a guest for y'all more than likely next week. I believe I got somebody scheduled for
Yeah.
next week. So we'll see. We'll check in with y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.